we are an ocean of energy and thoughts, and sometimes that ocean gets a bit stormy. And so trying to be still is the thought today, be still. But that doesn't mean necessarily not doing something at the same time. It's more to still the mind than necessarily the body. So lie down in Shavasana to start. And if you're not comfortable in Shavasana, please sit up. But everybody find a point of comfort, somewhere that you feel really comfortable. So in Shavasana, if it's okay for you, just before we begin, just a little thought for us to add to your others. Every day we have apparently about 60,000 thoughts. And apparently about 59,000 are thought to be the same as yesterday. So we're trying to still all that ocean of thoughts that are going on in our head at the moment, and maybe just find a bit of calmness through the stillness. So find yourself in that comfortable position, the most comfortable position of Shavasana, for most of us anyway. In moments of stillness, we become more aware of what's around us. So now, as you lie here, close your eyes gently, draw inwards, but direct your sense of hearing away outwards. Try to take it as far away, that sense of hearing, as you can, to the furthest sound you can hear, maybe well outside of the building. Don't worry about what it is or labelling it. Just listen hard for the furthest sound that you can hear. That sound is far away from the building or the room you're in. So draw back now and watch the sounds catching your attention as you bring your sense of hearing back towards you. Maybe something in the next room. It may be the ticking of a clock in the room you're in. Bring that sense of hearing right back now and into the room you're in. And listen to the room. And listen to the closeness of the room. All around us is an ocean of energy. So now just begin to control your breath. Now that you've come back to being in you, begin to control your breath and take about 5 breaths. And as you do, take the energy in to add to that ocean. And as you exhale, give back some energy to what's around you. So energy in on the inhale. Exhale and give that energy back. I may go a little quiet at points in this, but I am still here. So in moments of stillness, we also become more aware of ourselves, particularly when we come to that 5th step, the 5th limb in yoga, which is Pratyahara, which is withdrawal of the senses. It's bringing ourselves back inwards to focus on our internal side of us rather than what's going on round about us. So drawing yourself back inwards now, listen for your next Inhale, just let go of the breath and just listen to it. Listen for the next inhale. Just witness the movement then that comes with the exhale after it. Listen for your next inhale. And then the sound of it freeing itself from your body. Bring your attention to the back of your body and feel the floor or the surface beneath you. Feel its solidity below the back of your body. Feel your body softening into its support, certain of its stability. Notice your heels and your calves and the back of your thighs, your buttocks, your lower back, the back of your ribs, your shoulder blades and the back of your arms, and the back of your skull. Allow your whole body to be held, to lie sure in the knowledge that you're supported by the earth below. This strength that goes down through the floor, through the foundations of your home, through soil and rock, and the many layers of the earth strata. Bring your awareness now back to your breath and take 5 breaths, inhaling and exhaling, and be aware of the inhale through your nostrils and the exhale through your nostrils. So focus on where the energy is coming in and being released from. So having become more aware of our body now through the stillness, take our awareness to that breath. Attach your focus now to your breath again. Let it just breathe. Listen without controlling or manipulating it. And listen to its gentle, steady rhythm. The strength of the inhale as it finds its way right down deep inside you. Moving through you fluidly. The perfect amount of effort for the position your body is in. Feel the balance as you watch the inhales, smooth and exact, knowing when to start and when to finish, just the right length. And change now to watching your exhales. So watch them create space. The perfect amount of effort to empty the perfect amount of space needed to allow your life energy to enter. The balance of the ebb and flow of your breath. That balance sustaining you without any need to think or act. Take a few breaths now, inhaling for 4 and sighing the breath out through your mouth for 4. So inhale for 4 through your nostrils, release the breath through your mouth. Then come back now to feeling your body again and travelling inwards to the strength of your fabric, your muscles, your tissues, your bones and your joints. Become aware again of each of your toes, of your feet, of your ankles, your calves, your knees, thighs, hips and pelvis. Travel up to your shoulders, to your arms, to the back of your head, to the front of your face. Becoming aware again of your physical body as we think to begin to move. So take a little wriggle through of your toes, have a little rock and roll from your hips. Take whatever you need, but we are staying on our backs on the mat for the moment. So just start to move. Maybe you need to stretch your hands out, do whatever you need to just reconnect with your physical body. And then still in Shavasana, take your arms out to the side and do 2 or 3 snow angels. Just breathing in, trailing your arms up to wherever's comfortable. Don't need to go right above your head. Try and keep the arms on the floor. And then exhaling and lower them. If you want to go for it and move everything, you can do your legs at the same time. But otherwise, just take your hands and trail them gently up and down on the inhale, exhale. Wakening up the shoulders and the chest and the back of the body again. And after you come back to where you started, bring your right knee in into half Patanjali. Clasp it gently behind the knees. So pop your fingers clasped behind the back of your calf there. And then find your breath again. And as you inhale, just release the arms away from you so that the knee moves away from you. As you exhale, draw that thigh in gently towards you, to wherever's comfortable. Don't force it. And then just take 2 or 3 more of those movements. So inhaling, releasing away from you. Exhaling, allowing the knee to come towards you. Release that foot gently to the floor. Take the other leg in. Same thing. So hands behind the knees, everybody. And then inhale, allow the arms just to stretch away from you. Knee moves away from you. Exhale, you draw the knee in and open up the back of your hips. Same time. Take 2 more. Feeling that movement through the back of the hips and into the thigh. Working with the breath. Keep that knee up, bring the other knee in now. Pop your hands onto both knees, fingers facing down towards your feet, and take some hip circles. We'll do both directions, so you decide when you want to swap. You decide how big circles you want to do, but stirring the femur through the hip joint socket here. So just releasing through the back of the hips. Don't forget to stop and change and go in the other direction. Really focusing on where it's moving in your hips. Bring the foot to the floor again, one at a time. Keep your knees bent, keep your feet flat on the floor. We're going to do toe taps. So hands on the floor to support you if you need to do here. I'm just going to literally keep the left foot on the floor, lift up the right one, and then tap them on back down. Right foot hits the floor, left foot comes up. So like you're walking. If you want to go a little bit further, you can switch the tummy muscles on, lift both feet off the floor about 1 inch, and then do your toe taps. So a little bit harder for the core section, that if you want to feel you need to move a little bit more. Take it on the breath, try and move with the breath, do it really slowly, particularly if you're working the core muscles. Well, we all are here, but if you've got your feet off the floor, if you move on the breath slowly, You will really have to engage with this. It will work harder for you, but make sure you put your tummy muscles involved to support your lower back here. And then take one foot in, well, take both feet back to the floor, sorry, first, and then take one foot in at a time and come into full Apanasana. Pop your hands behind your knees again so that they're clasped tightly there. And breathe in, and then as you breathe out, just draw the knees towards you. Wherever you get to comfortably, just hold there, but try not to strain through the shoulders or arms. So if you're going too far, release a little bit backwards. Try and keep it at that optimum point so that your knees are drawn towards your body. And just hold here and breathe. So here we're thinking of our Muladhara chakra, right at the bottom of our core, our grounding root chakra. This is the base of us, the most physical chakra. And remember the other day we had a little mantra for each one. So this one is I am. So let's say that to ourselves in our head 3 times, thinking of that Muladhara chakra area that's very open here. So I am. Repeat it to yourself in your head or out loud if you want. On the breath, I maybe in the inhale, on the out breath. If you're doing more than 3, don't worry, it doesn't need to be 3, it can be as many as you like. And then once you've done that, just stop and hold in stillness here for 3 to 5 breaths. Controlling the breath and watching the breath. And then release the feet to the floor one at a time. So taking the feet a little bit away from your knees, still bent though, and taking them maybe a bit wider. We're going to do windscreen wipers. So position yourself just as long windscreen wipers, I think of this one as. So when you're ready, just slowly start to rock across the back of your hips, letting your knees fall from side to side. But don't go too far over, just allow them to go gently. Allow the windscreen wipers to start slowly. And then you might be able to go a little bit further each movement from side to side, maybe not. Starting to feel that movement has moved up from the root chakra. We're now focusing on our sacral chakra area in these movements. So maybe it helps to put your hands on your belly here and just feel that movement through your abdominal muscles as you rock from side to side. Then come back to neutral and bring your feet in a little bit closer to you and maybe a little bit closer to each other. So you're still about hip distance apart at least, but not the width of the mat. And then do some more windscreen wiping. Hands on bellies, just to feel that movement working through your abdominal muscles. The transverse muscles through there are now having to get involved as well. So it's not the same as lifting our legs. We're having to move from side to side. So there's cross muscles that are getting involved here as well. Not angry, just going across your body. Okay, so then keep the feet still, knees in about the right position, hands on the belly just to feel the movements again, and then just allow your right leg to drop out gently to the side. So you're rolling onto the edge of the right foot, just guiding it over to wherever you're comfortable. Left leg stays still, knee facing up. Bring that leg back in, start to work on the breath now as you do this. So inhale on the up, so exhale as you release. Inhale, lift the leg up back to the centre. Don't go too far again. It's a heavy old weight through your hips, so take it easy. Don't force it. You have to kind of contain it a little bit by holding onto the hip here until your body says, yeah, that's okay, I can deal with this. Just opening up the inner thighs through that movement, but also working deep into the abdominals. Then come back to neutral Bring your knees in again, one at a time, into Apanasana. We're going to take Jatari Pravriti over to the side. So if you've got a block handy or want something to support you, find it and pull it in now. Otherwise, don't worry about your top shoulder coming up. Just allow yourself to give. So inhale in this position, draw the tummy in, and as you exhale, then roll over towards your right or left, wherever you fancy. And come over to the side. Allow that top shoulder to come. Don't feel you've got to stay down. And then maybe allow that top hand to come round and feel that area again, just below your belly button, the sacral chakra. If not, your other hand. If neither hand, doesn't matter. But focus your attention on that area of your sacral chakra, the second physical chakra in your body. The mantra for this one is I feel. So say I feel, if you're comfortable doing it to yourself 3 times. Going I on the inhale, feel on the exhale. And after you've done that, just be still. Take a count of 3 to 5 breaths in this position. It's a lot longer than 3 to 5 breaths to release really into this, but in the stillness, you might notice things. When you're ready, we're going to come back up to neutral and go to the other side. So engage the tummy muscles, draw the knees in a little bit closer to you, and then on the inhale, use that to help lift you back up to the top. Come back up to neutral, take a minute if you, a second or 2 if you need to. Otherwise, switch the belly on again, inhale, exhale over to the opposite side into Jatari Pravriti. Let that top shoulder come, don't hang on there. Bring your attention back to that sacral chakra area. It may be that you're finding that on the front of your body. We do tend to notice the front of our body more than the back. See if you can find where your sacral chakra would be, the back of your body, somewhere near your sacral iliac joints, where the legs attach to your pelvis, probably is the sort of area. So try and find that area of that chakra on the back of the body. And then 3 times I feel. And then 3 to 5 breaths. After your next exhale, engage your tummy muscles, draw the knees in a little bit closer. Inhale, come back up to the top, come back to neutral. Pop the feet to the floor. And we're going to set ourselves up for bridge here, but have your brick handy because we're going to do normal bridge and then we're going to do supported bridge. So bring a brick close by to you. Position your feet for your bridge. Hands on the floor at this point. When you're ready, we're going to inhale and press into the feet. That little pelvic tilt just to engage that core area, lifting up gently, not too far the first time. And then exhaling back down. Take 2 more. Maybe you can go a little bit further. Maybe you don't want to each time. Maybe that's enough. But here we're moving up to our Manipura chakra, just above your belly button. So that area, that the solar plexus, it's an area that holds a lot of tension, particularly, well, I find it does. It can feel a bit gripey. Often food affects that area, obviously. But it can feel a bit tight and tense with certain situations. When you're tired, maybe that's where you feel it. So the I feel that we spoke of a minute ago was more to do with emotions. Take another 3 bridge, and if you want to bring your hands into it now. Inhaling, taking the hands up if you want to. Exhaling, taking the arms down. Remember to begin the breath just before you begin the movement. Take your attention to that area just above your belly button, just below where your ribs join. Deep within you, though, not right on the surface. After the next one, when you go up for the next bridge, grab your brick and pop it under you on whichever level you want, but not the tall side. But you can bring it in at the middle side if you're comfortable, or the low side, and pop it under that large part of your pelvis. Make sure it's nice and stable feeling, and then release the shoulders, turn the shoulders and turn them in a little bit under on your back, turn the palms up, and just release yourself into this. Keep your feet and knees as they were. We'll do fish in a minute as a choice if you want, but keep your feet and knees in the bridge position for this one. Maybe you can bring your hands in this time and pop your fingertips on your solar plexus area. And feel that area that we're talking about, just below your fingers, deeper within you. So the Manipura chakra, I do is its mantra. I do. It's about the ego and about being you. It's a centre point of view almost, but I do. It's not all action. Kind of more the I than the do in a lot of ways. So repeat the mantra if you haven't already. I do. On the breath, if you can. And then take your mind's eye deep to that area and just breathe. Take 2 or 3 breaths, just breathing and focusing on that area. And gently press into your feet, lift up your bottom, take your brick away and gently roll your spine back down onto the floor. And then release from that position, come over onto your bellies now, onto prone Shavasana, but we're not going to go for Shavasana. We're going to just move again. So head to the floor to start with, hands at shoulder height. So we're going into baby cobra, just so you know. Might want your legs a little bit wider. Engage your pelvic area, engage your tummy muscles, engage the back of your shoulder blades. When you're ready, on the inhale, we're going to take 3 baby cobras, inhaling up, exhaling down, really switching on the back of the body, including the glutes, switch on, but not squeezing them too tightly. If you squeeze them too tightly, you'll put more strain on your lower back. So just gently engaging the back of the body to lift you up and down, inhaling up, exhaling down. And then push into your hands, and we're sitting back into child's pose. So sit back, stretching the hands out ahead of us, come back into child's pose. Take a breath or so here, extended child's pose. And then bring yourself up to tabletop into that position. You might have to move your hands slightly, find your alignment. When you're in tabletop, we're going to take 3 cat-cows. So in your own time, find your cat-cow. Don't forget to have a long spine to start. In neutral, exhaling into cat, inhaling into cow. So here our movement is actually our counter pose for what we're doing in this class. Normally we would find stillness in a counter pose. Actually we're moving to counter pose the stillness that we're taking in these positions. We're just keeping the body engaged in effect. If you want to go into dynamic cat-cows a couple of times here to really start to move them, please do. Otherwise just do a couple more cat-cows. We can keep you still for a whole hour. And then come back to neutral. And we're going to take our puppy pose or melting heart, because we're focusing on our heart chakra now. We've come up to that center chakra. So either coming down to your elbows, keeping the hips over the knees and moving the heart downwards, so sort of tucking the tummy, but letting the bottom come up a little bit and letting the heart come into a back bend feeling. If that's enough for you, you can put your hands over your head. If that's enough for you, if you want to come right down to the floor and stretch out and bring your heart to the floor, then fine. So just don't go overboard on this, because we haven't done a lot today to get here. So it's a big, big back bend, but we're thinking about Anahata Chakra. If you're finding that really uncomfortable, come back up and go into Sphinx. So you can move the heart forward here and still think about that Anahata Chakra. We're really focusing on the heart. So find either of those poses and then be still. Our Anahata Chakra, our heart chakra, quite understandably, the mantra for this is I love. So if you're happy to repeat the mantra, then please do I love on the breath. And once you've finished and feel you've said the mantra suitably enough for you, then take a few breaths, just focusing on that heart area. And be still. Listening to our heart. If any of these resonate as we go through today, then it's your body and your mind working together to tell you something perhaps. So maybe you want to take them again later. Quite interesting to notice which ones resonate with you. When you're ready, counter pose here if you want to. You can come into prone shavasana for a minute, head on the hands. If you need to take that just for a few breaths to let your back come back into a comfortable position. And then we're going to move up to sitting. Take your time, there's no rush. You can join in when you're ready. So moving up from the heart chakra, we're moving more towards our throat now. So turning your hands out, so rolling the shoulders one at a time and turning the hands backwards. If they're still facing sideways, that's fine. Not all of us have got the flexibility there, so don't feel you should put yourself into awkward positions. Feel some comfort in this. We just want to have that stability to lean back then, so that you've got a little bit of a back bend feeling going on in the upper body. Legs are straight out at the moment in front of us. We're just going to draw your right leg, heel along the floor, draw it inwards, and then the left leg. So it's just inhale as you take it away, exhale. No, sorry, inhale I would do it as I brought it in, exhale as you release. Take a few right and left there, trying to keep your throat a little bit open here. So rather than looking at your feet, see if you can just gently reach up through the crown, tuck your chin and feel as if your throat is pointing up towards that top corner. Quite heavy on the old head. If it's too much, then straighten up a little bit more again. But open your throat a little bit here if you can. And then you can continue to do that, just moving the feet in and out on the floor. Or you can bring both feet in and start to yogic cycle. So lift the feet off the floor like we did on toe taps, and then just start to cycle. Trying to keep that throat open. So you have to really engage your tummy muscles here if you're taking the feet off the floor. If it's too strong on your neck and your head, then please look up and look towards your feet. Do not feel you have to keep that throat open feeling. And if you can, lift up through the spine, use your sit bones to lift you And I'm going a bit fast, so I should really be cycling on the breath, but that's quite strong. Last one, make sure you're even. Bring the feet back to the floor. And then bring the feet towards each other and come into kinky cobbler. So we're bringing the feet, soles of the feet together. Feet, knees in are coming out. And then bringing in that back bend again. So move into your sit bones, lift up your heart and open your throat if you can again. So really reaching out through your spine to your crown. Drawing the heart forward. All the physical chakras are on display here. So your Muladhara, root chakra, sacral, solar plexus, heart, everything's coming out and upwards through the front, opening up the throat, the Vishuddha chakra. We're not going to be still here, rolling back down. And then coming into a kinky cobbler. So grab your two bricks, not kinky cobbler, sorry, your supported fish. Grab your two bricks or whatever you'd like. Just a cushion will do. You don't need to go into the full pose if you don't feel like it. Use a brick for your head and a brick in that middle area of your back, just below your bra strap. So you can gently lower yourself onto that and make sure it feels it's in the right position. On low, I would say. The wrong height. Head can then come onto a cushion or a brick behind you. If you would like to and feel your throat open a bit more, then bring the head to the floor. And then roll your shoulders open, turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Let your hips just fall out so your feet fall open. And find your breath. So our throat here, particularly if you've got your head on the floor, is a lot more open, but it's supported your head by the floor here. So it's a nice one to do to open that area because you've got complete support there. You're quite safe. So our Vishuddha chakra, I speak. Our mantra for this one, I speak. So repeat that if you feel happy to do so 2 or 3 times, and then take stillness for 3 to 5 breaths. Trying to focus on your throat area. And then moving carefully out of this by lifting yourself up onto your elbows to get rid of your brick. Coming down carefully onto your back. And then turning again onto your bellies to find prone shavasana. So lying on your belly. Bring your hands in, or you might want a cushion on top of your hands there. So what we're thinking here is of our Anya chakra, that spot, the third eye, the spot between our eyes, just above the spot between our eyebrows. You want to rest that on something. It could be in your hands, it could be on a brick, could be on a cushion, but try and feel that a slight pressure in that area, so we really can feel the Anya chakra area, and that's where we can focus on here. And what we're going to do here is, our mantra, first of all, is I see. So we can say that to ourselves 3 times. And then I'm going to read a little visualization for you. So if you begin with your mantra, if you haven't already, say your mantra is I see. So being still. Now begin your visualization by using the power of your imagination to take yourself out of the room as far away as you can. Out of the room, out of the building. Take yourself right out and up until you feel you could be looking down at earth. A big, round, self-contained ball floating in space. With a little more effort, imagine how it would feel to be floating around up there. Weightless. Come and look at the incredible beauty. See the brightest stars dotted around as if someone has dipped their fingers in a pot of sparkles and put them there. See the deepest midnight blue, so deep the centre is hidden, and its secrets are held tight. See the planets with fiery circles spinning around them, explosions of energy and immense power blasting from the surface of our sun. See the gentle, peaceful coolness of the moon shining all around. All supported by what, to most of us, are incomprehensible powers of laws of physics. See it all as if it's held in a huge, invisible, gently curved hand. See the perfect balance of stability and fluidity, allowing this beautiful place to exist. Slowly move round and find yourself once more in Shavasana. Take your time, readjust, reset. Here in Shavasana, take your mind's eye back up to the crown of your head. That crown of your head is where you stop and where everything outside begins. The connection between you and the universe, where your energy meets its energy. The Sahasrara chakra, the mantra for it being I know. When you're ready and if you're comfortable doing so, repeat the mantra to yourself, focusing on that crown area, the Sahasrara chakra, and repeat I know. And then find stillness again. No need to focus for the next few breaths. Just find that stillness, be still. And focus if you need to on your breath and take 3 to 5 breaths or so in stillness and silence. learning to be still, to be silent, letting your quietened mind listen and absorb. Gently coming back to the body. Feel your body again, traveling inwards to the strength of your fabric, your muscles, your tissues, your bones, your joints. Become aware again of each of your toes, of your feet, your ankles, your calves, your knees, thighs, hips, and pelvis. Travel through your torso, your abdomen, your ribs, the whole of your spine, your shoulder girdle, your arms, your wrists and fingers. Feel your neck long and the solidity of your skull. Notice the weight of the back of your body, the lightness of the front of your body. Feel the right side of you from collarbone to the sole of your right foot. Feel the left side of you from the sole of you to your left shoulder. Focus again on the constant moving pattern of your breath, always active, and yet stillness present when at peace. Become aware of the room around you again, the solid floor beneath you, and the light from outside playing through your eyelids, and the smells reaching through the cool air to your nostrils. Listen for the noises of life inside the room, and then take your attention far away to the noises far outside. Gently blink your eyes open and adjust to return to the outward world and look slowly around at the familiar things. Bring movement back, wiggling toes and fingers, stretch your legs, bend your knees, do whatever you need to. Do whatever your body seems to want. Take a long inhale through your nose, sigh it out softly through your mouth. And then repeat that again a few times just to feel the energy flowing from the outside of you in and reconnecting you. When you're ready, take your time and come back up to Sukhasana if you're finishing the class. If you're meaning to go on, then please do with Shavasana. I'll be gone in a minute. Take your time, find that movement back in your body again, find that connection again to what's around you. This sort of class, Pratyahara, is part of Yoga Nidra. Some of you that's done Yoga Nidra with me will recognise what I've done there, hopefully. Pratyahara is a withdrawal of the senses. When we do that, it's a pretext for meditation. But when we do that, it can leave you feeling a little bit woozy and lightheaded when you do come back. So do take your time to readjust back to what you're doing, and don't jump up and rush off to breakfast too quickly. Do take your time wherever you are. When you do anything like meditation properly and having withdrawn senses prior to it, then you can feel a little bit disconnected. So you need to bring yourself back slowly and reconnect. Eating chocolate is a very good way to do that. It is true, that is a good way to come back from this. So anyway, thank you everybody for your practice this morning. Please remember, be still whenever you can. You get a lot out of it, and you find a lot of things out at the same time. So hope you enjoyed that practice, a little bit different from a normal. Hope it worked. Let me know if it didn't, and I can readjust it hopefully. But just remember, we are all oceans of energy and thoughts, and sometimes it's good to have a calm ocean around you. Thank you for your practice, and namaste.